Okay, it's a great honor to be here at the podium of the Bevis Mark Synogogue with the permission of the esteemed Rav, Rabbi Shalom Morris. We're standing literally b'makom gedolim. At this location stood one of the eminent achronim, Rav David Nieto. Rav David Nieto was born in Venice. He studied in Livorno in the University of Padua, and he served as the Av Bezdin here in London and this shul in the Bevis Mark Synogogue. It's sort of been a dream of mine to be able to share this particular narrative about Rabbi David Nieto at the location where it occurred. As recorded in the response of Chacham Tzvi, Shas Teshuvas Chacham Tzvi Siman Yud Ches, Rabbi David Nieto, who by the way is the author of Matei Dan, which is known as Kuzari Sheni. And what's incredible about Kuzari Sheni, Matei Dan, is that we have, of course, the Kuzari Risha and the original Kuzari, which was written by Rabbi Yehuda HaLevi, which defends and authenticates the divine origin of the Tarsha B'Chsav, the written law. The objective of the Kuzari Sheni was it's literally the only work that has been written to uphold the authority of the Tarsha B'al Peh, the oral law, because here in London there were many descendants of Anusim, of the conversos, who were well versed in the written law, but had an element of confusion regarding the divine origins of the oral law. This work, Kuzari Sheni, was such an important work that none other than the Av Bezdin of Metz, the Shagas Aryeh himself, gave a haskama to the Matei Dan, to this work of Rabbi David Nieto. You have to understand the Shagas Aryeh was one of the greatest all-time Lamdanim, Talmudic scholars. You would not have expected that he would give a approbation to a philosophical work. You know, we have a tradition, Chazon Ish said, Rabbi Aaron Leib Steinman said that Shagas Aryeh reviewed Shas 1,000 times, yet he felt that this work of Rabbi David Nieto was so important that the Chida brings down in his entry to Matei Dan that the Matei Dan received the approbation of none other than the Av Bezdin of Metz, Rabbi Aryeh Leib, the Shagas Aryeh. Now from this podium, Rabbi David Nieto gave a drasha where he said that nature is God. God is nature. And this was seen as a very controversial statement. Many of the constituents here in this synagogue wrote letters to scholars all over the world, most notably the Chacham Tzvi, that this seems to borderline on pantheism, this seems to be following in the ways of Spinoza. And the Chacham Tzvi came to the defense of Rabbi David Nieto. And he explained that in fact, this is the authentic Torah belief. And there is a very important and fundamental difference between pantheism and the idea that Rabbi David Nieto espoused. And that is, pantheism believed that the phenomenon of nature is God. The wind is God. The sunshine is God. But what Rabbi David Nieto was expressing is that don't think that God set up a system that we call nature, that God set up Teva and then he took a step back and he lets nature run its course. The message of Rabbi David Nieto is that the phenomenon of nature are actively powered by the Almighty. It's not that the Almighty set them into motion and let them run. Instead, God actively powers all the various phenomenon of nature. And Rabbi David Nieto is also responsible for the Zmanim in London. When Shabbos begins, when Shabbos comes out, that was established by Rabbi David Nieto. So it's a great honor and merit to be here, where it all began, where it all happened, from this very podium, to stand in the location of these giants. It should empower us to follow in their great ways. May his merit be a blessing for the Jewish people. Okay.